8 years ago, the Gambia banned female genital mutilation, a move celebrated by women's rights activists. But now, the country could become the first in the world to reverse that ban. Yesterday, lawmakers debated a bill designed to repeal the law, and campaigners gathered outside Parliament, urging MPs to protect women's bodies and not overturn the law. Well, one of those activists yesterday was Jaha Dukureh, herself a survivor of FGM, who campaigned for the ban in 2015. She's the founder of the NGO Safe Hands for Girls, which supports women who've been subjected to the practice. She's also a UN Goodwill Ambassador. Welcome to the programme. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
I want to quote, first of all, what it is that you said back in 2015 when FGM was banned in the Gambia. You said, "I didn't expect this in a million years. I'm really proud of my country. I'm really, really happy." So can I ask you then, how are you feeling today?
God, I'm sad. It's heartbroken. I mean, as a survivor of this practice, watching 10 years of our work be threatened is one of the saddest things. And also for all the girls that are at risk of going through this practice in this country. The fact that we're even having this conversation in 2024 is outrageous to me. So this is not where we want to be in our history. This is not where we want to be in our country.
And I understand you attended that debate yesterday in Parliament on this bill. Tell us a bit about the debate in Parliament. Did you get the sense that most MPs do want to repeal the law and then legalise FGM again?
So I didn't get that sense. If anything, I think most of our MPs are afraid because the religious leaders have issued threats saying that if anyone votes against the bill, they'll ensure that you don't get re-elected. And yesterday, when they showed up to the National Assembly, one of the things that they told us was they came here to die and they were willing to die if this bill doesn't get voted on. So I think the decision that we saw yesterday wasn't necessarily them wanting to send it to committee, but I think it was just fear of voting for it publicly. But I do feel that most of our National Assembly members do know that FGM is wrong, and they do know and understand the health implications of this practice.
Indeed, and FGM has been illegal now in the Gambia for 8 years. Just paint a picture for us how that has improved the lives of women and girls.
So civil society organizations in the Gambia have been campaigning against FGM for decades. But when the law came into place, there has been a lot of education and community outreach and a shift in cultural norms, which has led to a lot of people in my generation that have already been through FGM that are saying that they will not subject their daughters to the practice. So we do know that FGM numbers for the younger generation in this country are going down. We do know that advocacy efforts have reached communities by various organizations. But this threat, especially by religious leaders, and one of the things that I want people to understand is when something is cultural, it's easier to change. But when people claim that something is a religious mandate, there's a lot of people that are afraid of going against religion, and that is the problem that we are facing in the Gambia.
Is it fair to say then that in the past 8 years, you've witnessed a change in attitudes in Gambia from men and women?
Absolutely. I have a lot of young women that I have conversations with and a lot of young men that are now saying that they're willing to marry uncircumcised women because they are aware of what this practice is. And there's a lot of young women that I know that have been through FGM. Every single day I get hundreds of messages from young women in this country who have been through FGM, who are suffering with the consequence of FGM, that are not willing to put the future generation of the Gambia through this practice.
And just a final question. For the moment, FGM remains illegal in the Gambia. What work are you trying to do now? Who do you need to lobby to ensure that it remains this way?
So now we need to lobby the National Assembly members, especially the members of the committees that are going to be in charge of producing the report. Our work and go back into the communities and have dialogue with members of the community so that they know that this law is here to not only protect women, but to also protect girls of the Gambia. This is a Gambian law. And we all have a moral obligation to ensure that the law remains.
Jaha Dukureh, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.